What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Guys, I want to start off with this whole, ADOS and FBA, versus certain people in the other communities that are in our Pan-African space, right? And I know there's the Nigerians, you have Jamaicans, you have Ethiopians, Kenyans, Ugandans, but most notably, a lot of the kind of tension, I believe, in America comes with the Nigerian American community, okay? I think this is what we all know in some of the Caribbean people. And typically, that argument comes from immigrants who have come to America, Black America, those people who feel that they have been slighted, they've been made fun of, and then they become very successful, and then they're a little bit more open about the problems that Black Americans have, and then that's when the issues start to arrive, okay? And this is what appears to have happened with an artist by the name of Wassa Wassa. Now, Media Takeout reports things inaccurately at times, which gets me into some trouble. So what I will say is I don't know very much about him. He doesn't have a lot of information about him online from what I can find. I see that he's been on the Breakfast Club and things like that. But from what I can tell, he is a rapper that has certain affiliations with Drake. He may be from Canada, okay? But he most likely is not African American by saying what he's saying. It's possible that he is, I'm not sure. But I would take a guess that he is from another ethnic group amongst the Black family. All right? And he makes a post on Twitter. He's relatively unknown. And he says this: "Day music! Americans got no culture. Their biggest culture is hip hop. MNFers don't even know what island they from. They just black like the color." Okay, and so this is, an opinion of his. And before I would find myself getting into like a little roast war with people that talk like this, like, well, why you in America then? I've been to your country. Like, I've seen how some of y'all are living. It's like, I wouldn't be talking if I was you. I found myself in those situations before. All right. But what I want to say is, number one, if you're from what is the FBA or ADOS or from Black America, we know that this is an ignorant comment. We know who our people are. We know what our people have done. White people know what our people have done. This is the reason why when the American Colonization Society was sending free slaves back to Liberia or back to Africa, and even Lincoln after the Civil War was still sending them back, they knew not to send too many of them back because they needed that innovation. They needed that defense. So they said, no, we can't send all of them back because we still need them. Meaning that there was some form of culture of excellence that these Black freed slaves and slaves had. They were doing things that were contributing in their own ways. We could talk about the culture of just the HBCU marching bands. We could talk about the culture of Black inventors. Okay? The things that Blacks have done in music. The things that we've done in science. So we have a culture of excellence just like any other group would have a culture of excellence. And innovated things for our people the way that we could amongst that time. Even with the great Conrad Hutchinson, who was the Grambling band leader that took it all to the next level, that even influences how bands work in American culture today. We, outside of music, we have done so many things in the country. The way we talk is different from white folks. The way we have church is different. The way we do things is different from any other people. So we know that we have a culture of excellence. We have an elite class just like anybody else does. We have a terrible class like anyone else does. So we know that's an ignorant statement from somebody that's an idiot. Okay? But what I want to say is, don't get caught up in one person's statement to start beefing with people from the African community, to start beefing with people from the Caribbean community. And I found myself sometimes doing that. since this one guy said something, so now I want to roast everybody. That's stupid. And even if it's just for 30 minutes or whatever, it's dumb. Because do you know how many people from the African community will see this and disagree with it? People who really know African Americans and people who really know our people. That would be the same thing as saying, well, everybody in Africa is poor and there's goats everywhere. Well, there are places in certain African countries where that can be true. But then you see just as much talent and intellect in Uganda or in Kenya just as anywhere else. And their culture is not just a culture of just, doing things backward or being primitive. You can't say that. You can say that for anybody in the group. But I think what happens is, like, once we hear something like this, well, that defends our FBA argument. We all by ourselves over here. That's not what it means. It means you have an idiot who don't know what you're talking about. All right? And what I tell people all the time is don't let arguments remove you from getting contacts. We are in the business, all of us as black men, of making contacts and making friends and making money and adding value to other people as they add value to us. When you get into these conversations that are not productive, we got to ease our way out of them. Okay? Just like in the African American community, there are certain people that will call other African Americans names, and they're not productive people, so we can't deal with them. Same rules apply if you're dealing with anything else. We got to leave those derelict arguments where they're at. And not use that as a reason. You're from Nigeria, I can't deal with you. Oh, you from the Barbados. No, that's one person who said that. That's their opinion, and then move on. I'm telling you because that's what I do. And I want guys to get the most out of life, and the most opportunity that you have in the world right now is in the black world. For black business, for black anything else. Work with the people that you can work with, and those you can't work with, leave them alone. Okay? Leave them alone. You can't work with them, leave them alone. But certainly, we don't have time to sit back and be arguing with people. And this guy look at the culture he's trying to be. If the culture was so good, I'm pretty sure if he's African, there are other Africans that have really great culture, and, especially the Igbos and, Hausa people, Yoruba, they got a lot of excellent things they do. Well, why is he acting like the worst of our people then? Okay, so you got to challenge that. In your mind, no, I would never argue with him because he's an idiot. But I want all black people to stop with the foolishness, and that's even including me at a time because I was ignorant and didn't know. I was using my emotions and not really understanding. It wasn't until I actually went to Africa and I understood, wait a minute. This is why don't they want, why is it so hard? Why is this division happening? And I understand, once you get access into international markets and you can work with people, you have more opportunities. So don't cut yourself off because of one idiot. Okay? You wouldn't want nobody to judge all of us based off of this, and you're just hurting yourself. People want to be treated with respect. That's in the African community. That's in the black American community. That's black women. That's black men. And as black men, we cannot fall into the buffoons. Those of us men who are trying to be elite, we can't deal with idiots like this. We get them out of the door. We close the door on them. We go to where the people, no matter who they are building, who are being productive. That's who we deal with. Foolishness, we don't deal with that. We don't give idiots a room to debate. No, we get you out of there immediately. And once black men can see that, look at the world, how it opens up. People want to be around people who can produce and who are good at what they do. Bottom line. People who have buffoonish arguments trying to get clout, we don't deal with you. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high.